Now, this is the Cascio family. They have been reluctant to come here today, afraid that they might be betraying a friendship that they've held so privately and dearly for over 25 years. That is how long they have had a secret relationship with the king of pop, Michael Jackson. He called them his second family, and they've written music together, have personal home videos, and endless memories with a man who was a mystery to most of us. Here is how it all started.
Well, when I first met Michael Jackson, I was working at the Hemsley Palace Hotel. I used to manage all the suites in the apartments, and that's where he normally stayed. Michael asked me if I was married, if I had any kids, and that one day he would love to meet them.
He was wonderful, and we treated him as he was part of our family, and that he was not the king of pop, but just a human being.
He always called us the family of love, my second family.
We grew up with him literally since he was 3 and I was 5, and so being around him was just normal.
He really just was so humble, and then never really played off on the fact that he was, you know, this Michael Jackson. You know, he was just Michael. He was just our friend.
I used to cook all his favorite food. I knew exactly what he loved, and I would make it for him. I even would make him homemade pizza, and you know, he loved it, and turkey dinners.
He loved mashed potatoes, stuffing.
Thanksgiving dinner every day.
Yeah.
And he did love his sweets.
Well, the candy counter,
yes.
He kind of introduced us to, you know, at Neverland, he always had the candy counter. One of the first times he came here, he was like, where's your candy counter? And he made us go out and get...
Everyone had a candy counter.
Yeah, and my father went out and got boxes and boxes of all different types of candy that Michael loved, and we actually placed it, you know, over there, and then he was like, okay, you got the candy counter, we're good.
Just like hanging out.
Yeah,
Everywhere, yeah.
We'd hang out just like this, just, you know, just standing around the counter and talking, and, you know, when there was...
He took my garbage out one night.
Yeah, I mean...
He loved doing things like that.
Yeah, he loved doing things like that.
Helped her vacuum, clean up the house.
He loved cleaning
Yeah, he tried to clean up the house, his way of cleaning.
Yeah, it was funny, because he would just come up and enjoy family dinners and just be part of the family. He would always make sure that before every meal that we say our prayers and say grace, and you know, and even afterwards we'd have sit-downs and we'd all go through and, you know, just talk about what we're thankful for, and you know, those type of memories that we all have are just, they're really priceless, you know, because that was Michael.
Connie and Dominic Cascio and their children Eddie, Frank, and Marie Nicole have never spoken publicly about their relationship with Michael until today. Eddie has known Michael since he was a toddler. That was Eddie playing the piano in the home video that we just saw over the years. Michael mentored Eddie and taught him the ropes about music, and in just a few moments, for the first time, we're going to hear a few of the songs that Eddie produced and wrote with Michael Jackson before he died. So why did you want to be here, Eddie?
Well, I felt it was important to show the world who Michael really was, especially to us as a family.
Well, you were just a little boy when he first came to the house. I have to ask your mother, Connie, what in the world did you think when your husband said Michael Jackson is dropping by?
Well, you know, Michael never made an announcement when he was coming. He would just show up at the door. And we were like, in the middle of the night, sometimes he'd just knock at the door, and I'd wake up the kids. If you notice, they were all in their pajamas when they were playing and half asleep. But
how did you all keep this a secret all these years?
Michael was very private, and he felt that he saw the warmth and how we respected Michael for who he was, and how he just didn't want us to be that family that goes out and, you know, talks about Michael Jackson, you know, and we never did that.
We wanted to give Michael that opportunity to know that we weren't there to, for who he was as a celebrity, that we were really there to be a family for him and to get him through all his bad times that he's been through, because we knew him before the bad times, and when the bad times came,
Bad times, you meaning charges of
Right.
sexual molestation?
We weren't going to turn our backs on him, and we stood there and we said, we're with you all the way, and he appreciated, and we did it.
Well, I have to ask the questions because obviously there were bad times accused of sexual molestation. Mm-hmm. You had 2 young boys, mm-hmm. a young daughter. Did you ever ask your children if any improprieties had occurred with them?
As a father, I did.
As a father, you did.
And they looked at me like, "Are you serious?" I mean, even. But I had to do it.
We had to explain it to him, the kids, what was going on. They didn't understand it.
At the time.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you, Frank, Marie, Nicole, were there ever any improprieties
Never.
with you and Michael Jackson?
Never. Michael couldn't harm a fly. I mean, he's such a kind and gentle soul.
So when you heard those charges and heard those charges then again, and he went on trial for those charges, what did you think?
You know, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Terrible.
You know, Michael was a target, and unfortunately, he was targeted.
So at no time did you ever feel during all of those charges against him that your children were not safe with him?
Never.
Never.
Mm-hmm.
Never a doubt.
Did he continue to come to your home and be with your family after he had his own children?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. We were there when the kids were born, and we were there. I mean, and he was so happy, and we, you know, and...
Like physically there?
Yeah, physically there. Mm-hmm. And...
would he bring the children to your house?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. He trusted no one but us to even, like, he would leave the kids with no one but other than the nanny, and we were the other family that he left the kids with.
Mm-hmm. We will be right back. Where have y'all been? We'll be right back.
I had been studying piano since the age of 4, and my brother as well. And as we grew up, we would play for Michael, and we both learned pretty much all of Michael's songs.
What do you think is the most important thing he actually taught you?
Just to always be true to who you are, mm-hmm. be humble, be grateful for everything, mm-hmm. and never stop seeking knowledge.
Mm-hmm. He was a perfectionist.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did he always look like Michael Jackson? I mean, like, you sit with the epaulets, and he's always... Did he ever, like, come in a pair of sweats?
Actually, Michael was...
Did he wear pajamas?
Michael, yeah.
Oprah.
All day.
He was always ahead of his time when it came to fashion in public.
Okay.
But,
especially when he wore the pajamas in the house, walking around.
And the funny thing is, he'd wear pajamas with like a T-shirt, and then he'd have a nice blazer.
Right.
So he'd always have something. He would always have something that you saw. Oh, that's Michael. Mm-hmm. You know, with the blazer or with you know, the iconic the armband and everything.
Did your family benefit in any way from the association other than the love that you felt from him? I mean, did he buy you lavish gifts or, you know, Rolls Royces, cars?
No. Well, there was never any lavish gift. There's always we celebrated holidays, Christmases together, so there's always Christmas presents. Mm-hmm. But we also gave him Christmas presents,
and he loved them.
Yeah, it was.
Because I thought that he was a Jehovah's Witness, and his religion didn't celebrate holidays.
But he celebrated Christmas. He always loved Christmas, mm-hmm. receiving gifts and giving gifts, mm-hmm. and that's what he did.
Okay, what do we actually get Michael for Christmas?
Go ahead, you could say.
Well, Michael, he loved books.
Good.
Just buying books. And art. He loved art.
A lot of Disney stuff.
He loved Michelangelo. Mm-hmm. He truly loved. Always talked to me about Michelangelo.
Mm-hmm. I hear you spoke to him 3 days before he died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He called us at home, Father's Day, to wish us Happy Father's Day. Mm-hmm. And
we wished him a happy Father's Day.
Coincidentally, we were all in my house, mm-hmm. so he got to talk to all the family.
All of us.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's some time when we think about that.
Were you aware? Did you all see signs of drug addiction?
We didn't see the signs. When he was at home, he was a normal person.
Mm-hmm. What would you say, Eddie?
He was sharp. It was unfortunate to learn of, you know, the so-called problem or addiction problem that mm-hmm. that we now know he suffered from. You know, unfortunately got the best of him.
Mm-hmm. Did he everybody who's known him says that he had a chronic problem sleeping. Did you? Yes, because if he's coming to your house in the middle of the night.
Well, we knew that, but I'll tell you, he slept at our house because he really did relax and sleep at my house. I mean, it's just amazing. I guess he felt like he can really just feel secure and separate from everything else. We did a lot of family things to get his mind off of, I guess, the superstar that he was.
How much do you miss him?
Oh,
We still do.
he'll never go away.
We still do.
He'll never, it's an everyday battle that we all have, and we all mention his name all day. At least once a day we mention him because we actually can feel him in our home.